Once upon a time, in a quiet little home, lived a tiny kitten named Mimi. Mimi was not just any kitten, she was curious, playful, and always ready for an adventure. Every corner of the house was her playground. She would chase rolling balls, jump at the curtains, and pounce on her own tail. But what fascinated her the most was the door that led to the outside world. Through the little crack, she could see colors, hear sounds, and smell things she had never known before. Birds chirping, butterflies fluttering, and the sound of footsteps passing by. It was all so mysterious, and Mimi often wondered what lay beyond. One sunny morning, when the door was left slightly open, Mimi's curiosity finally won. With her tiny paws, she stepped outside. The warm sunlight touched her fur, and the cool breeze brushed against her whiskers. The world was so much bigger than she had ever imagined. At first, she was amazed. She saw butterflies dancing in the air, and she jumped to catch them. She ran across little patches of grass, rolled on the ground, and felt free. Everything around her was new and exciting, and her little heart raced with joy. But as she wandered further, the street grew busier. Cars rushed by, making loud noises. Dogs barked in the distance, and strange people passed her by. Mimi's ears twitched nervously, and she realized she couldn't see her home anymore. The place that once felt fun now seemed too big and scary. She walked and walked, searching for something familiar. Her paws grew tired, and her little body started to shiver. The sun slowly set, painting the sky in orange and purple. Shadows stretched long across the road, and soon it was night. The once lively street turned dark and silent. Mimi wandered into a narrow alley, where the walls felt cold and the ground was rough. Strange noises echoed around her, the rustle of trash, the sound of dripping water, and the call of night creatures. She curled up by a wall, her eyes wide with fear. In that moment, she missed her warm bed, her food bowl, and the gentle hands of her family. Hours passed. The little kitten trembled in the darkness, waiting, hoping, wishing. And then, a familiar smell reached her nose. It was faint at first, but strong enough to give her hope. Her tiny paws carried her forward as she followed the scent. Step by step, the streets began to feel familiar again. Her heart beat faster. She was almost there. And then she saw it. Her home. The windows glowed warmly, and the light spilled onto the street like a guiding star. Mimi's eyes sparkled. She ran as fast as her little legs could carry her. She reached the front door and let out a soft, desperate meow. For a moment, the world was silent. Then the door opened, and there stood her family. They gasped with relief, scooped her up in their arms, and held her close. Tears and smiles mixed as they whispered, "Mimi, you're home." Inside, Mimi was given warm milk, her favorite blanket, and endless cuddles. The fear in her heart melted away, replaced by love and safety. That night, as she drifted off to sleep in her family's arms, she promised herself never to wander too far again. Because now she knew, the greatest adventure wasn't in the streets outside. It was in the warmth of her home, in the comfort of her family's love. Every pet deserves a safe and loving home, just like Mimi.